like this video, please don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do it so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without any delay, let's get started. And today we are gonna have a brief introduction of GTK in C. So we are gonna learn about GTK and how we can use it in C. So without any delay, let's get started. Damn! So first of all, what is GTK, right? What is GTK, right? Sorry, I forgot to make this small, and then screen like this, and move that like that, and then yeah. So first of all, what is GTK? So GTK helps us. GTK, what its main purpose is, it helps us building user interface. So like you see a window on your screen right now, VS Code window. Using GTK, you can create your own windows, right? You can create your own windows in which you can have certain components like button, labels, and any type of thing you want, right? And you can basically create windows and programs like VS Code and other programs, right? So you can create programs like using GTK, you can create your own user interface, right? So you can create your own window in that you can add whatever you want to. So this is very cool. So let's get started with this. First of all, what we are doing, we are including GTK all. So from there's a GTK folder, right? So from wherever it is importing the header files, we are saying to find a GTK folder, and in that GTK folder we are saying to import gtk.h. So this is how we are importing the header GTK file. So this is an instruction to the preprocessor. So we are giving this instruction to the preprocessor to tell it that we are writing a GTK program. So this is telling that we are writing a GTK program and to load the GTK header files, and to load that we want to load the GTK header files. This is saying that, right? Without this, the compiler won't recognize any of the GTK library functions. So as we know, if we are using a library's functions, then we have to import that library also. So without this header file, without the inclusion of this header file, the compiler won't recognize any of the GTK library functions that we are going to use, right? So it is very important to import this header file over here. Next, we are defining a main method that will return a value of integer data type, and it will take argc and a string. Or so over here it will it will take our parameters over here, right? So it will take our values, basically parameter values that we give when running the program. We can give some values, so those will come over here in argv, and argc is the length, that how many values are there, right? So how many values a user passed, that is there in argc, and in argv we'll get all our values. So this is the standard starting point of a C program, right? So this is a standard starting point of our C program, a main function with some arguments and a return value. So this is a main function that will have some arguments and a return value that is of integer data type. So next in this, what we are doing, we are calling our first GTK function, that is the initialize function, and we are passing it all. Basically, we are passing it to a pointer to our basically argc has how many arguments were passed, right? So we are passing a pointer to this argc variable, right? And then we are passing a pointer to all our basically arguments. So all our arguments are saved in argv. To argv also, so argv is pointing to the first item in it, right? So it is an array. So when we try to access argv, then it accesses the first argument in that array, right? So we are passing a pointer to that first argument right now. So we are passing a pointer to the pointer of the first argument in argv, right? So this is the first piece of GTK code, and this is a very important line of for uh, so for using GTK, you have to always initialize first. So you need to call GTK init at the start of every GTK program. So to use GTK, you always have to call GTK init, right? So at the start of every GTK program. This initializes all the internal variables used by the GTK library. So what this will do, it will initialize all the internal variables that are there used by the GTK library and sets it up ready to use. So now it is setting up a GTK for us to ready to use, right? So note that any command line arguments supplied to the program are passed on to the GTK library via the arguments to this function. So basically this note is saying that any command line arguments supplied to the program, so any command line arguments that we give to the program are passed on to the GTK library. So we pass that on to the GTK library via the arguments to this function, right? So via the arguments to this function. So over here we get the basically all our arguments. So whatever we get, that we supply to GTK init, right? So we have to supply to GTK init, right? Quite cool. Next, we are taking another step towards our GTK window, right? So what we are creating a widget, a GTK widget, right? So everything, whatever we create in GTK is a widget, right? And right now this is our window widget, and this will be a pointer variable, right? So this is a pointer to a GTK widget, right? So this window variable is pointing to a GTK widget object, right? And in its value is GTK window new, so we are calling GTK window new. So this is basically saying to create a new window, and it is saying that this is the top level window, this will be our top level window, right? So we are passing GTK window new, GTK window top level. So it is basically saying that this is our top level window that will be displayed, right? And this is basically a pointer, right? So in win is a pointer to a GTK widget, and that GTK widget right now is our window, right? In which all our stuff will be there. So this creates a widget of type GTK window. Over here it is creating a widget but of type GTK window. So whatever we create in basically whatever we create in uh, 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 right, so you like we create a window or something, basically this this over here is a widget. So this is creating a widget of type GTK window. So basically over here all like GTK window class, GTK window is also a class, right? So it's we are creating a widget. So we are basically creating a GTK widget of type GTK window. So GTK window is really a subclass. It is a subclass of GTK widget. That's why over here we are able to specify GTK widget, right? So we are over here able to specify GTK widget. So over here I just want to show you the result right now. I just want to test something over here. So like open the terminal, and then I just run this command. Paste, and then I do okay. So it's running. So some warnings are generated. That's okay. And then I call main. So now I have this over here screen, and now I'll just exit out of this, and then if I just do GTK window over here, so let's do GTK window over here. Let's see now. Save. Will this work? I'm trying this for the first time myself also. So it will generate some warnings. That's okay. Is this gonna work? Yes, it is working. So as I expected over here, this is working right now. As expected. So over here, what we are creating now, we are creating a pointer. The window is a pointer to uh, to to an object of GTK window. So over here, GTK window is a subclass of GTK widget. So like if you want to create an object of GTK window, we can create that object using its superclass also. So GTK window is the subclass of GTK widget. So we can create a GTK window object, right? So we can create basically a GTK window object using GTK, giving over here GTK widget. So if we specify that this is the type, so if we give the superclass name, right? So if we specify that this is basically an object of our superclass, then also we will be able to create an object of our subclass. So if you want to create an object of our subclass, that is GTK window, then we can give GTK widget. We can specify that it is a type of GTK widget, and then also it will work, right? So over here we have given GTK widget, and this win is a pointer to a GTK widget object, right? So just GTK window new, we are passing it GTK window top level. So this will be our top level window that will be created right now. Okay, so this creates a widget of type GTK window, right? So this is creating a widget of type GTK window. For every type of widget in GTK, there is a new function. So in GTK, for every type, like a window, a button, or anything, there is a underscore new function. So like for a button, it will be GTK underscore button underscore new. For a window, it is GTK underscore window underscore new, right? So for every type of widget in GTK, there is a new function which creates an instance of that widget and returns a pointer to it. So basically what it will do, it will create an instance of that widget. So it will create an instance of that widget and returns a pointer to it. So it will return a pointer to it. That's why we are creating a pointer variable over here, right? uh, Next, what we are doing, we are calling GTK widget show and window. And now what we need to do, we basically need to show our window, right? So this will basically, this is our next step now. So this tells GTK to show the widget we have just created. This will tell GTK to show the widget that we have just created, that is the window widget right now, right? So basically the previous line created the widget in a hidden state. So the previous line just created the widget in a hidden state. We never displayed that widget, right? Widgets can only be seen if they are unhidden with a underscore show call like this. So for every widget, so basically we need to give GTK widget show. So now what this is doing, this is saying to show any widget that we have created, and we are passing it the window widget. So we need to show the window widget that we just created. But this is not all. We need to make another function call, that is GTK main. Let's see what this does. The GTK main call runs the main loop of GTK. So this is running the main loop of GTK, an infinite loop of GTK, right? So this effectively hands um, control of the program to GTK itself, which then processes any user events like button pushes or to control the user interface you have created. So what this is doing, this effectively just hands control to the program to GTK itself. So this is just handing the control of the program to GTK itself, which then processes any user event. So any user event we do, like a button push, to control the user interface you have just created. Like on our screen or on GTK window, if we create a button, then we add an event to it, right? Like a click event to it. Then what GTK main will do, GTK main will come into use and basically check for that event, right? So it will continuously check infinitely for that event, that if it was clicked, right? Anytime it will be clicked, it is checking infinitely for that event, right? So whenever it will be clicked, then basically it so this is basically just checking for the events, and whenever it will be clicked, it will do something itself in the internals, right? And after doing all this, we are just returning 0 and coming out of the program. Now some it would have been like very very good, right? It would have been amazing if we could just do gcc main.c and compile it like we always do. But building a gtk program is not that simple. gcc main.c would not work right now. First, you have to ensure that all gtk files are installed. So first you have to ensure that any GTK files you are using, they should be installed. If they are not installed, then run sudo apt-get install libgtk 2.0 dev. So you have to add this command, and this will install all the files that are needed to use GTK. I have already installed, that's why we can move on to the next step. But you can go and install it right now. So this will install all GTK libraries in your system. Then you have to run the following command to run your program. So now this is not a standard command. What we are doing, we are giving gcc main.c, so we need to compile main or c, and then we are giving /o main, right? So now this will create our main file, right? That like we have our a.out file. Similarly, this will create our main file right now, right? So this will create a main file right now. So basically this is our executable over here. Main will be our executable file right now, right? And we have given something else also. So in backticks, we need to give package config c flags libs gtk plus 2.0, right? So we are over here giving package config c flags libs gtk plus 2.0. So over here what we are doing, this is also, so guys, you can see how many arguments there are in this. No, sorry. So over here, guys, as you can see over here, what we're doing, we're running a additional process over here, right? So we are giving package configuration. So we are given package config, and then we have given c flags, and then we have given libs, and then we have said gtk plus 2.0. So this over here is additional stuff that you need to give over here for this GTK program to get compiled. So let's just type this out: gcc main.c -o main, and then backticks package config c flags libs gtk 2.0 backtick. And now this will compile our program. So now this is providing some warnings right now. So it's fine, these are just warnings. When we need to use gtk time well or something, then we'll look deep into these warnings, but right now these warnings are nothing for us. So now what we need to do, we just need to execute main, right? So directly our executable has been created, and when we do this, now this has opened our window, right? So our gtk window that we created, and as you can see over here, this window that we created is over here. Oh, sorry. So you can see this window over here that we just created is being displayed. You can maximize this, and you cannot see me. Okay, so that's fine. you can minimize this, and then you can decrease the size of this window, and you can do you can this is just behaving like a normal window of yours, and that's so cool. But you just see over here, when we press cross, then the program does not exit. So just pressing the cross, just closing the window won't work, right? uh, right, so just closing the window won't terminate the program right now. So in the next video of GTK, based on GTK, we will learn that there's another method to close the window, and that will just terminate the program also. So over here right now we need to do control C, and this is terminating the program using control C. So that's fine right now, okay, but this is just too inconvenient. So that's why what we'll do, we'll in the next GTK based video we'll learn that when we press cross also, then also it will just terminate out of the program. We just don't need to press control C again and again to terminate out of the program, right? And this was it for this video, guys. I hope you like this video. If you did, please don't forget to smash like button and share this video with as many people as you can. Thank you guys, bye, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching my videos.